Hi guys, welcome to the studio at Dynamic Health. We've got a nice little routine, nice core exercises for you to do today. Before we start, you may want to see whether you've got a few props at home, maybe a cushion, maybe a pillow, and just put those to one side because you may just need them for some of the modifications that we're going to do. If you're lucky enough to have a little stability ball, maybe that as well. Okay, and we'll go over why we might need those later on. Okay, so to start with, we're just going to sit. You may be using a mat, or you just might be using part of your floor. We'll just put the props out of the way. And we're going to start sitting on the mat with our legs bent. And I want you to take your hands just around the back of your hamstrings there, just to support you as you're rolling down onto the mat. So just start to roll your pelvis under. We're going to go all the way down nice and slowly and then draw the heels close to your bottom. I'm just going to move myself forward so my head's on the mat. Have your feet about hip width apart. Draw your heels close to your bottom and just relax your arms at the side with your palms facing down at the side of your hips. And we're just going to start to move the pelvis forward and back, just tilting it forward and back. So we're just going to go through a few important things before we start our exercises, getting our spine into its neutral position, bringing it into its natural curve, finding that neutral position for your pelvis. So a good guideline is to bring your pubic bone in line with your navel. And as you're tilting forward and back, just try and engage with your pelvic floor muscles as well. So as we're tucking under, squeeze your pelvic floor muscles up towards the navel. So once you've found that alignment, just hold it there. And then we're just going to lift the shoulders back and up, back and down, and drawing the shoulder blades down the back of the rib cage. We want the shoulder blades to be lying nice and even and flat on the back of the ribs. These are things that we're going to be looking at all the way through our little exercises today. And then just take your two fingers, pop them on your chin, and then just draw your chin into the front of the neck. Just feel like you're nodding your head a little bit, just find that natural curve. If you find when you lie down that you tend to throw your head back, and people that are slightly rounded in the posture usually find that they're a little bit overextended in the neck. So again, you may want to find a little block, or you may want to fold a towel and place that under your head. It's going to give you a much better alignment and less stress through the neck. So just have that at the side of your mat, just in case you need it. Okay, so press your hands down, just ease yourself up to sitting, and then we're going to sit nice and tall, sitting on our tail. And we're going to start with an half roll down. It's going to push those props out of the way a little bit. So lots of options when you're doing your half roll down. It's a nice simple abdominal exercise. Anybody can do it. So you can do it with your legs extended. If you've got tightness through your hamstring, your lower back, anything going on around your pelvis, maybe better for you to bend your legs a little bit. And also any lower back issues going on, and you just feel a little bit nervous doing this, you may want to place a pillow behind. And then it just gives you a little bit of support, a little bit of security. So your pillow or your cushion, you might feel that you need to use that, especially if it's your first time. Okay, so I'm going to extend my legs. This is how I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm going to reach my arms out so I'm in line with my shoulders, my palms facing in. And then I'm going to roll those shoulders down. Just think about what we talked about. Nice shoulder blade placement and finding that neutral position. Remember, draw the chin in. And we initiate from the pelvis. We're going to start to roll the pelvis under, round in the spine. Just finding that nice C curve in the spine, drawing your chin down. And then we're going to slowly come up. And every time we come up, we're going to restack those shoulders. Again, start with your pelvis. Exhale all the way down. And then inhale at this point. Exhale all the way up. Inhale, reset. Let's just do that 3 more times. Inhale at this point. Exhale, slowly come up. And if you are new to this, you might find your legs might lift off the mat a little bit. It doesn't matter, just give it a go. You might find you start with your legs extended. You might want to bend them. Just play around with it a little bit. So one more. Slowly come up. Let's restack. And again, I'm just going to move myself forward so my head hits the mat and not the floor when I roll down. And then arms out. Rolling all the way down, let your lower mid upper back come down and raise your arms all the way back. And then we're just going to bend the legs. Very simple abdominal exercise now, an exercise that we call the ab prep, because it's a prep for any other abdominal work. We call it the blueprint of any abdominal work. So this is the one that we need to get right first before we go on to other abdominal work. And again, be aware of what your neck position is like. If you feel you need that towel or that block under your head, just place it there. Okay, bring your heels close to your bottom and have your arms at the side, palms facing down. Again, reset yourself with your pelvis, your shoulder blades, your neck, and then just draw your chin in just a little bit more. We want a little bit of flexion through the neck. And as we exhale, we're going to lift into flexion. So you're looking at the top of the knees, not the ceiling, raising your arms off, palms down, and then we're going to slowly come back down. Let's do that 5 times. I'm doing 5 reps of every exercise, but if you want to do more, once you've watched the video, then just add more reps to it. Good, 2 more times. Without over flexing your neck, and then just take your head and shoulders back down. The thing you want to be aware of when you're doing that simple ab prep is when you're bringing your shoulders back down is not to allow that neutral position to go. We don't want to go into extension, we want to come back to that neutral position. So have your feet about hip width apart. You just want to take your arms a little bit wider this time, maybe with your palms facing up. That helps your shoulders, turn your palms down. And then all we're going to do is just drop the knees over to the side, right and left. Keep your feet a little bit hip width apart, so that way that we feel a little bit more of a stretch through the hip flexors, across the hip as we roll from side to side. So nice mobilization for your spine, but also it's still a core exercise. So make sure you exhale on as you draw the knees back, tucking under, inhale as you take the knees over to the side. We're just going to do that a couple more times. Nice to loosen off around the hips and the lower back doing this as well. So draw your knees back to centre, take your arms to the side, press your palms down, bring yourself up to sitting. Now second half roll down. And again, you choose, use the props, bend your legs, extend your legs, it's entirely up to you. So again, I'm going to keep my legs extended and move myself forward, arms out. So this time we're going to hold flexion a little bit longer. So again, initiate, exhale, roll, and we're going to hold it there. Now you can just stay there, just holding flexion. That in itself is going to make it a little bit more challenging. Now I'm going to raise my right arm up, left arm up, and I'm going to slowly come up and reset. Sharp breaths as you take your arms up, slowly come up, reset. So really feel that rounding of the spine as you roll back. We don't want the lower back to touch the floor, just about flexing the spine. And remember drawing the chin in with a little bit of flexion through the neck. Remember it's part of the spine. One more time. Good, and then we're going to slowly come up, and then again we're going to roll all the way down. If you've used the cushion and pillow behind, just remove that before you roll all the way down. And then we're going to go back to our ab prep. So just changing that a little bit again, just making it a tiny little bit more challenging. This time we're going to place the left arm behind the head, keeping the elbow back, arm at the side, chin down. So find your positioning, exhale, lift. So this time we've just got one arm long, the other arm is supporting the neck, but also it's creating a little bit more work for your core because we've had a little bit of a bit more weight for the abdominals to work on. One more time. Let's change sides. Be careful not to push too much on the neck as you're lifting. And remember what we said about not letting go of the neutral position as we come down. Very easy as we come down just to let everything flop into extension there. Let's do that one more time. Place your head and shoulders down. So we're going to go back to our spinal rotation. Again, you can stay with the first one. And if you've got lower back issues, probably this is the best place for you to be right now. If not, we can take our feet off. But first of all, let's talk about imprint. So from neutral position, we've got a position for the pelvis and the spine called imprint. So we're going to tuck the tail under a little bit more. And you'll feel your back press into the mat just a little bit more. Bringing the pubic bone slightly higher than the navel this time. And it just gives us a little bit more stability, a little bit more assistance when we're doing exercises with the feet off the floor. So just tuck in under a little bit more, feel your back pressing down, take your right foot off, take your left foot off. So we're now into a tabletop position. Good. So from there, you can either bring your knees together, and also if your lower back's a little bit tight, you can draw your knees in slightly. It's okay to do that. You may even want to place the cushion or the ball. Let me show you. Sorry, my props are all over the place, but it's nice to show you different modifications there. If you've got a cushion or a stability ball, it actually helps to stabilise your leg and pelvic position, and also it's bringing your inner thighs into play a little bit as well. So you can use the ball if you want. If not, just bring the knees together. Arms out to the side, palms up or down, and again try and maintain that imprint position. So we're going to inhale and draw the knees over to the right. Some of you will be able to get your legs all the way down, keeping that opposite shoulder back. If you can't get them all the way down, don't force them, just go as far as it feels comfortable for you. And you'll probably find one side feels a little bit more mobile than the other. So the aim is to try and keep the shoulder blades nice and flat on the mat as well. So using your breath, inhale, take the knees over. Exhale as you draw the knees back, but still tucking that tail under. And you may slide down to the bottom of the mat, the way I'm doing right now. And let's just do that one more time. Good. And then bring your knees back to centre. If you're using the ball by the cushion, just take it to one side, feet down. And I'm just going to edge my way back again. All right, so our third set, we're going to go through those exercises one more time. Hands down, press yourself up and extend your legs out. So let's go back to our half roll down. And again, make those adjustments that you need to do with the props if you want to. So arms out, palms facing in. So we're going to roll halfway down. This time we're going to take both arms back. So again, just making that tiny little bit more progression through this exercise, a little bit more challenging. Or you can do single arms still, it's up to you. Try and keep your arms nice and long and keep resetting as you come up as well. Exhale down. Slowly come up, shoulders back, let's do 2 more. So we're holding the flexion a little bit longer, which is in itself making the exercise a little bit more challenging. And as we raise the arms up, adding a little bit more challenge to it. Slowly come up, shoulders back, and then start roll all the way down. Drawing the heels in. So back to our ab prep again. Interlock the fingers this time. Again, we come back on the mat. Interlock the fingers, hands behind the head. Try not to, again, to crunch the chin in and draw the elbows in. We want to keep the elbows open, keep that chest open. And again, find that neutral position, chin down. Look at the top of the knees. And we're going to do 10. Again, be aware of what's happening in your back, in your spine, your pelvis as you come down. Make sure we're not coming down and just popping the ribs. We want the ribs to be down. We want our spine to be in that neutral position. So you should feel your core exercise, your core muscles working all the way through. 2 more times. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our rotation. We're going to make this a little bit more challenging, but again, you can choose level 1 or level 2, or you can go into this position now. So find the imprint again. Take your feet off, hands around the back. Now this time we're going to bring the legs together. We're going to extend the left leg up there. Let me just move the ball out of the way there. And then take your arms a little bit wider. And then we're going to roll, again, try and keep the shoulders back and down. We're going to roll over. So we've extended that leg, we're going to make it a little bit more challenging, and we're going to draw back to the centre, and then you're going to change sides. And then we're going to go over to the side, and it's not going to allow me, I'm going to hit the wall. I'm a little bit close to the wall, but you get the idea, guys. And don't force yourself all the way over, just only go as far as you're comfortable. It's a little bit more challenging to actually keep your shoulders down on the mat once we've added a little bit more body weight to it. Okay, let's just do that 4 more times. Are you trying this, and it just feel a little bit too tight around the back, around the hips, or you find that you're just flopping over, then just bend both legs again. Just showing you a few different levels just so that you can give it a go. Good, and we're just going to do that one more time. Hit the wall. There we go. Draw the knees in. And just rock yourself from side to side. Just cross your ankles. Draw your chin down and just take your head from side to side. Taking your feet down on the mat. Arms down. Bring yourself up. Well done, guys. Enjoy. See you soon.